Hello, Leo friends. Happy New Year. Happy January 2026. This is Annie Botticelli, and I'm so excited to bring you my astrology horoscope forecast just for Leo. If you know my work already, great. Welcome back, friends. If you're new to my work, hi, I'm Annie Botticelli. I'm an astrologer, teacher, author. Been doing astrology for over 23 years, and I would like to help you make the most of the starry possibilities and not just know what may come, but also why. So you will learn some astrology each reading. I'm going to give you a lot of dates, so you may want to have a pen or pencil nearby. If you're driving and you can't write down, you can also go to anniehelpsyou.com and grab your free January 2026 star report with my sweet and salty dates, where I talk about the best and the worst of the month and what you can do with those energies. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. All of these things help my work to get delivered right to you, and also to help me be more visible on YouTube so that more people can benefit from what I'm sharing here. This is for you if Leo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Leo placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Leo friends, so birthdays like August 15th through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Virgo report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. I'm calling the theme of this month for Leo, Legendary Launches. Your power project bursts into creation now. And I will go into all of the details as to why that theme is an overriding storyline for you. Plus, we'll go into all kinds of other information to help you make the most of this month. All right, so the first thing that I am seeing is we've got a massive showing in Capricorn. We don't usually have this much energy in any one sign at one time. So this is going to be very extreme. Let's break it down and add lots of layers to it so you can understand what you can do with this energy. We've got Mercury, Juno, Venus, the Sun, Mars, Estrella, and Vesta, as well as the new moon on January 18th at 28 degrees of Capricorn. All of these are Capricorn placements. This is making this a super productive, super focused, disciplined time. A time when if you went a little nuts with the fire party in November and December from all the Sag placements, making your fire expand and get out of control, if you've got to clean some things up from overdoing, overspending, overpartying, then this is the time where you can get everything back into balance, get your strategy together for an amazing year, get all your ducks in a row, and be ready to have an awesome launch to your new month and your new year. Adding to this story of forward movement from all of this productive earth energy is also the fact that it congregates in an earth house for Leo. So Capricorn energies highlight the 6th house of Virgo for you, which is adding all of this double earth. Also, as of December 17th through the rest of December, all of January, and through February 12th, we have no personal planets retrograde nor their shadow periods. So Mercury, Venus, Mars, all direct, no shadow periods, which means if you follow my tidal analogy, the tides are going out. When we've got personal planet retrogrades, the tides are coming in, and everything we try to put out on the tides come back to us. So in the retrogrades, not as great for big launches, big deals, trying to push forward. Everything is more front and center, close by, shorter term focus. But not this time. This open window, the tides are going out. So your gigantic projects, your longevity launches, as I'm calling the theme for you, your big things that you're materializing into form, all of that inspiration that you've had in recent months, now coming into form to do something tangible with. You've got this time to put your boats afloat and have them go far and wide from the tides carrying them far. Also, if you remember my spider analogies, in the forward moving times, we are the spider actively making webs in all different areas. Busy, 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 getting stuff done, making things happen. Then February 12th, when the tides start to dial back, we can hang out in one of those webs and let food come to us. But it's not that time yet. It's the time for active web making. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of breeze through some things to expect and ways to best use some of these specifics with this Capricorn energy moving through the 6th house for you. Building structured routines. Beginning of the year, great time for that. This new year will actually feel like a new year because of this forward moving energy. And all of this earth gathering, much more than usual, is going to help you think clearer around work. This is your health house, your daily routine, the systems that make up your life or lack thereof. So organizing your schedule, getting apps to make sure everything gets done, or going back to old school paper calendars, like I will admit that I also still have. I am super productive and I have everything on my paper calendar and I get everything done. Maybe you will be updating or going back to something that works for you in the past. It's all around addressing efficiency, around getting everything ready to strategize for not just this month, but this year and possibly beyond. That's why I'm calling a longevity launch, because the things you do now can carry weight for a very long time to come. Something else you can expect is to be looking at shared responsibilities. This sixth house is the house of your daily work. If you are in an office circumstance or you do something every day where you see people, whatever your shared responsibilities or the ways that you connect will be reevaluated at this time, and you may be massively creating accountability partnerships. As the month progresses and these Capricorn planets move into Aquarius, they will crowd Leo's partnership house, and you will see this theme of partnership and relationships come up in many different layers as we discuss the different things going on this month. But Juno and Venus here are focusing on relationships. Venus rules the seventh house, where the Aquarius placements are already starting to be and where they will continue moving as the month goes on. So you're definitely going through a process of clarifying who you can rely on and reasserting your discipline and your groundedness with showing up for other people. You're building sustainable routines. Routines you had before may not have been sustainable. A very big important note on this is that the first half of the month, we have most of the salty aspects of the whole month in the first half. And a lot of them come from this menagerie of Capricorn placements making oppositions with Jupiter. Jupiter is the big doer. And even though he's in retrograde, this Cap energy is going to make you want to do stuff. And it's a good time to do it. But you may overcommit, you may overdo, you may overstretch. So this is, the thing you have to really watch in the first half of the month. Venus here trying to help you develop harmony at work, harmony in your daily experience, positive developments in health. You may invest some money into your health routines, different diets, different supplements or health diagnostics, different practitioners. It's definitely all about finding your best wellness and your most sustainable daily experience. You may improve your workspace. That's a great use of this energy. You may align with health practices that you love and build something awesome. And you may partner with people. You may get a gym buddy, a walking buddy, an accountability buddy to make your days the best. It's definitely a time to prioritize wellness and prioritize health and to use discipline wherever you have to get out of bad habits or things that are dragging your vitality. You can also very productively channel your energy into tasks. Virgo is very task oriented, and having this house flooded at this time is going to really make you very, very motivated to do that, especially with Mars there. Just be mindful of overworking, as we talked about with this, just excessive energy here and these oppositions. You definitely may be finding that you're revisiting unfinished tasks so that you can make way for starting new ones, and you may start a lot of new ones. Venus in the sixth house may mean romance in your daily experience, romance at yoga, romance at the office. If someone at the office wants to set you up with someone and you're feeling intuitively like this is in alignment, this could be an amazing time for new love. Or if you want to expand the love that you have, you may get very structured in your relationship of making time for your relationship. Definitely great use of this energy to clear backlogs and to bring closure to anything that was neglected and to make better systems moving forward. There's a lot of topic of protecting your time and just making sure you're not pissing away your time with wasted things that you don't even necessarily love. And you may be taking stock of those kind of things now. All right, let's add another layer to this. Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is ruled by Saturn, and this has to do with your ambitions out in the world. For many people, ambitions out in the world also have to do with money, income, and employment. And for many of you, this will be true. This is also father figures, in some case, other types of parental figures. Something highlighted here where you are getting help from these people, or you are becoming more of this person yourself as a parent or as an authority figure. And this also has to do with, whatever your ambitions are. So those of you who don't have work, career, money types of employment concerns, this can still be you stepping up into an authority position with whatever group you're involved with, or just taking your passion projects, monetizing them, or if you don't need the money, just bringing them out and having the discipline to do that. Many of you are sitting there with high Leo creativity, that book, that class, that other offering that you have that you might not even need the money for, but that you're getting nagged by spirit to do something with. So this is a good time for all of those things, whether they are monetizable or not. Another layer to this is as all of these planets move towards the latter part of Virgo, they're going to all make, the ones that get that far this month are going to make 60-degree, very beautiful angles of opportunity with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. And all of this is highlighting your 8th house of other people's money and shared resources. So this whole business about collaborating is going to be very strong now and for months to come. What you may see happen from these nice aspects between the 6th and 8th house can have to do with emotional healing and improving your physical health. There could be deep financial wounds or issues that you deal with. Maybe you pay off your taxes from the previous year. Maybe you get ahead with your taxes for this year. You pay off a credit card from the holidays. You get your finances in order. You get money where you win it or you earn it, or someone invests in you. Shared money, spousal money. Money can come to you through your partner, through your family, through the lotto, all of that. Very big 8th house stuff. You may see a stabilization to your shared resources and some wonderful solutions to any sort of legacy or estate issues. And you may see deep psychological patterns that influence your day-to-day experience be elucidated and cleared. You may also use this very deep Scorpio exploratory energy. This 8th house is the house of Scorpio, and so you might dive deeply into the emotional roots of your health, the emotional roots of your routine, and you may blend spirituality with structure and intuition with logic as we have this earth and water combination. Many opportunities may come, and it is important to know that in this 60-degree angle here, you may have to do something with the information for it to materialize. This is a very action-oriented time, and this is an action-oriented angle. Okay, you may be getting support, accepting support from trusted partners, building these relationships, and dealing with the elephant in the room about topics that were in those spaces that really need to be cleared. As these planets move along into Aquarius and flood your 7th house, you may have new partnerships or new levels of partnership happen. You may have fresh relational dynamics, a desire for freedom in your relationship space, and coming up with creative solutions of how you can make that happen. Leo friends need a lot of space and authenticity in their relationship space, because Aquarius is your opposing force, and in this solar chart here, which we do for horoscopes, that puts Aquarius on your 7th house cusp. Now, for those of you who have a Leo rising, that would be your natal to transit chart. Okay, for solar Leos, sun sign Leos, this is a solar chart. These are different charts. That's why they will look different and accentuate different houses. But it's still another layer of truth for you, which means that Leo people tend to like quirky, brilliant, smart, interesting, forward-thinking people in their relationships, which can also be very idiosyncratic. Leos love the drama of a very interesting, bright person in their lives in any context, and you will notice that these people may be flooding your life right now. Some of those people can be unstable, and that is one end of it, because having that Aquarius ruled by Uranus on your 7th house cusp is definitely going to flavor this type of relationship that you may pull in. This period of time may be a time to communicate openly and to really tune into partners and friendships and other relationships that support your continuing evolution. And it may be a time to welcome unexpected collaborations. Many of these things that go on with your partnership space are going to be expected, and you'll be building something that you've already been working on for a while. But you may have, with this Aquarius element, people come out of the blue. Okay, a lot more can be said about that, but I want to talk about the full moon in Cancer at 13 degrees on January 3rd. You'll be feeling this from the end of December into probably the whole full first week of January. The closer to the 3rd, the more intense. It is a supermoon. It will look larger, be closer to the earth, and possibly have more gravitational effects that are noticeable. This is a water moon, and we already feel fullness, completion, fruition, drama that come from any full moon, but the moon rules Cancer, and it is a Cancer full moon. So there is some element of extra emotion here. And specifically for Leo, this is going to happen in your house of the deep unconscious mind. Fears, weird dreams, strange spiritual experiences, elucidated spiritual breakthroughs, sudden insights, sudden psychological healings, something being brought to life as to why you've done something for so long, or what pattern is holding it intact. An addiction could flare, and then a resolution could be right next to it. An excessive overdoing of something, overthinking, something like that. Just be aware and careful of that at this time. Things that you got away with before, you might not get away with at this time because everything is amplified. So just keep that in mind. If you tend to do something full bore, this may be a time when doing that is not the best thing to do, and that we're being told that from the full moon in this place for you. We're also being told that from these Jupiter oppositions that I was talking about earlier. This is a time when, even though you are having an excess of accomplishment, you definitely cannot burn the candle at both ends, because the outcomes could be very treacherous for you. Okay, so the first half of the month, we've got most of the salty aspects. A lot of those have to do with these Jupiter oppositions, to be careful to not overdo. The second half of the month, we've got a massive amount of sweet aspects, these ones I've been telling you about with the Capricorn placements, coming into contact with Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Some of them are also going to hit that North Node in this beautiful angle, and that is the area of highest expression in this lifetime, the North Node. So you will be feeling certain karmic types of things come up, and it's not just going to be from the aspects with the North Node, rather. It's also going to be from eclipse season beginning. And in the second half of the month, that starts to get even stronger. Most of our sweet aspects are in the second half of the month. Mark your calendar for the 17th through the 22nd. Starting to feel strongly from the 14th through the 25th, with a radius of a few days before and after that 17th through 22nd. We've got a massive amount of sweet aspects coming in that time. It's very exciting. Remember that that star report at AnnieHelpsYou.com will have these outlined and give you more detail about them and what you can do with them. But just remember the 17th through the 22nd. There's this very, very strong sequence of sweet aspects. And then some other ones littered throughout the month. But the second half of the month, we really get into eclipse season. We've got a February 17th solar eclipse at 28 degrees of Aquarius. If you've been paying attention to the fact that we have been in a Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle since the end of 2024, and I told you that would last into 2027, you might be like, why is there an Aquarius eclipse now? Well, the Aquarius Leo eclipse cycle is now getting run into concurrently running with that Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle. And this is huge news for Leo, because from now until early 2028, you are going to be in the hot seat with the eclipses. So every 6 months, as we have all of this unconscious stuff that's bubbling up from this karmic eclipse cycle, you are going to be amplifying your potentials, burning off karma like crazy, closing down timelines into very shortened versions of what they would have been, stepping through portals into new dimensions of experience in very powerful ways, and that can start this month. February 17th, 28-degree Aquarius solar eclipse is going to happen in your house of relationships, adding to all the other things I told you would be there. And that lunar eclipse will be March 3rd at 12 degrees of Virgo, continuing the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle that has been in process, activating your money sectors. So you're going to have that going on concurrently. And you may see news start to happen now. I always think about the eclipses as a pot boiling, kind of in between eclipse season, when I tell you that we're in the rest from the eclipse season, like we were in December. And, you know, in recent times like there, we kind of got everything moving along from the previous eclipses, and we got into a little bit of a new normal, and now we're going into the next level. So I'm talking about this in January, even though the eclipses are in February and March, because you will start to be feeling those stories resurface from the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle with the money stories, your money versus other people's money coming up in a big way. While we enter this new me versus we, Leo, Aquarius, my creativity versus me in the group, my place in the group, friendships, your own individual experience, your children, your circles, your social circles. All of this is going to get to be very strongly accentuated as you go into a new cycle of relating to things in a whole different way. For this new cycle, as I said, it will run into early 2028. You can look back to early 2017 through early 2019. That's when this happened last time. Prior to that, early 2008 through late 2009. What kind of things flip-flopped around in your relationship space at that time? What kind of things having to do with your creative potential, whether it's through birthing children or working with children, or whether it's other creative babies or yourself out in the limelight, versus the bigger picture, the bigger group. This is a big, big, big cycle of evaluating friendships and other relationships to see what is no longer serving you. You're going through a massive identity reset and a time filled with major personal breakthroughs that will be centered very strongly around these eclipse times, and then sort of go into the new norm, and then every 6 months kind of pop up back again. You're entering a new chapter of self-expression, and your visibility can drastically increase if that is your desire, and in some cases, even if it's not your desire. You can use this energy to reinvent your image, and with all of those planets moving forward, as I said, with the personal planet retrogrades not happening this month, it's a great time for a new look, for a new wardrobe, for, you know, aligning your image of yourself with where you really feel you are now. New partnerships, major pivots in how you connect, choosing alignments that match your future, and evaluating the ones from the past to see how they're going to hold up as you change drastically. So this is a really, really big time for Leo, and you may be ready to do your launches that have longevity as you step into this time of a new way of being. Okay, so I gave you a lot of dates. If you want more, grab that free star report at anniehelpsyou.com. It will go into all the sweet and salty dates and a written overview of the month, so you can have it all there visually. If you want to see what's up in 2026 for you and 20 and beyond, go to anniebclarity.com, Annie, the letter B, clarity.com, to see my personalized outer planet transit report, those deep long-term stories of the outer planets that spend a long time in one place. I'll give you the exact dates for those transits for your chart, and so much more with my video report package that's personalized for your chart. And if part of your new identity is being an astrologer, wanting to earn money as an astrologer, check out my astrology certification course at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. I hope you have a wonderful start to your new year, a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.